Mike, turn your games down.
PD episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's in a weird TV miniseries that really doesn't be with me tonight?
I am Joe Butler in this form for the last time because we have our own engine now.
I am Nate, and I am here because I specifically saved the president's daughter, Ashley.
And I'm John. I'm running away on a weird submarine.
Yeah, that fits what we're talking about. None of those make complete sense, just like this show. So, we are here to talk about something that's been on my list to do since 2021. It was actually suggested and almost planned, but did not happen. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, directed by Elichiro Hatsumi and TMS Entertainment in Quebeco. I'm probably pronouncing this wrong. And came out on Netflix in 2021.
Now,
and
I did not realize it had been that long ago.
Me either.
That may sound weird to y'all, listeners, but be informed. There's several weird reasons as to why that exists. One, this specifically takes place after the remake came out in our universe, obviously. And so Capcom went, hey, we need to make sure these new voice actors can voice the voice actors when we start making sequels. They're like, go pop out a movie with with Claire and Leon so we can make sure the new voice actors can actually do the work, which kind of works in both ways because I do like the new voice actors, but holy shit, I used to have Matt Mercer voicing Leon with that face because Leon from RE4 remake is just a twunk and RE2 Leon's a twink. So he's not turned to Matt Mercer Leon, in my opinion, but that's whatever.
Well, I mean, just the one weirdest thing about it is why is this a 4-episode miniseries and not just a movie?
I have a theory, which is it could be bunnies, is that they still had one more movie with this company because if you remember, we did Death Island, which is made with their in-game engine. And I think Death Island was supposed to be made in this, but they're like, hey, the RE engine can make movies too. Why the fuck are we still using this old company? But they still had a contract to make one more movie, so they just did something out.
Okay. I mean, that could make sense.
Death Island was after this, right?
Yes.
Death Island's after this, yes.
Death Island. This is 20.
Yeah. And speaking of Matt Mercer, it's kind of funny because what's his name? The big dude, the villain, he's voiced by Matt Mercer.
And you can also, you can tell that this is set, because this movie is set in 2000, it starts off in, and I thought what you like to say, Joe, it has that era. We're going to go into some Middle Eastern country in the desert, because...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Middle Eastern people are the bad people for some reason.
I mean, it's technically set right before RE5, so that makes sense.
I didn't know that, so I think it's funny the next RE game we're doing is RE5.
RE5 should be out, or right after this? I can't remember when I'm releasing this.
Either way, I think it's funny that it's like we're doing RE5, and the ending is like, oh, it's Tricell. It's like, oh, Tricell callback. That's cool.
So, random question that I forgot to Google, because I just didn't do it.
Yes.
Is it the end of Degeneration where Tricell is cleaning it up?
I think so.
Anybody remember?
Oh, God, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I haven't seen the movie since it came out.
Me either. It's a movie or game somewhere Tricell is cleaning up afterwards, and it was before RE5 came out, because I remember I said, what is this? And it was before RE5, and I knew what Tricell was.
Again, it has to be one of the movies. The only other thing would be on Revelations 1, and 90% sure it's Revelations 1?
It's not Revelations 1. It's probably Generation.
It's the movie's free on YouTube, thankfully. The last part of Degeneration is Tricell offers to purchase Will Farm, that guy, for the movie.
Okay, sorry.
Is that the first or the second?
It's the first. Generation's first ever Resident Evil movie. Oh yeah, and then it goes.
It's Degeneration, Damnation, then Vendetta, this, and then Death Island.
I still think Vendetta's my favorite one so far. But yeah,
not this.
Not this. No, this is boring as fuck.
I disagree.
Yeah, this also ends with the guy's computer being wiped and Tricell picking up all the material left over from the airport. So yeah, this also teases Tricell, which I think this came out before. The Degeneration also came out before 5 as well, which is weird.
The show didn't, obviously, but yes, it's set before that. Well, they make sure you know. They mentioned Ashley multiple times.
Yeah,
it's also after a comic, because when he said Leon's on his way from Pittsburgh, that's a comic that Leon was in.
What?
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, when he's like Leon's on his way in from Pittsburgh, that whole story of him in Pittsburgh is a comic.
Oh, I never even knew it existed. I'm curious now.
Because
I know. I was like, Pittsburgh, where I don't remember Pittsburgh in any of the games or movies. And I looked it up last time. I'm like, oh, it's a comic apparently.
I think maybe Generation. I couldn't remember where that takes place in or something else. But I was okay.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it. I can't remember.
a couple of weird lore facts about this. So this takes place after 4, obviously, but it also takes place after Degeneration, which is even funnier because Degeneration is also a movie with Chris. Not Chris. I keep saying Chris. It is a movie with Leon and Claire as well, which is equally funny. It takes place. Who messaged me, John or Nate? That it takes place after it. This takes place during 5 after Jill dies.
This takes place between when Jill takes a swan dive out the window with Wesker and
Chris going to Africa.
The start of RE5.
But obviously this is after 4, and I know one of the funny facts where I was going with this too is so RE6 starts off with spoiler. RE6 starts off with the death of the president, and people for years have argued that Leon killed Ashley's dad. So this also, even though like people are like, no, that doesn't make sense because RE6 takes place several years after, I think 10 years after, more than 10 years after 4. So her dad, even if it was his first term, wouldn't be anymore. And people are like, no, it makes sense if you do it this way. So this is also them confirming like, no, you did not shoot Ashley's dad in the beginning of RE6.
Were they following the idea that he ran for president, won, and then lost, and then came back and somehow won again? Because that's the only way that would work.
I think that's probably something someone was going for too.
That's what happened twice in history. I never thought it would happen twice.
yeah, we're not going to get into the government stuff of this movie. Our government totally wouldn't fucking use bioweapons to win wars.
This whatever this is was so much more like accurate in 2025 than it would have been in 2021. I'm I can completely see the government doing this, hiding up, that they had an outbreak, they had a weapon, and completely selling the weapon and using it. Oh yeah, this is 100% accurate.
Yeah, they were like the twist that it was that one guy. I was like, yeah, I could see that.
But this also goes into another thing where I swear they really need a guy to at least think like, hey, we've done before, right? But the same thing happens in the plot for RE6. The fucking guy in charge of the defense is a fucking guy who uses bioweapons. The second time it's happened.
I was so sure when I started watching this and they showed Leon in that black jacket and then they go to Shanghai. I was like, oh, this is like right before Resident Evil 6. Like, because he has that same jacket in Resident Evil 6.
Yes, and then shit goes down also in Shanghai.
Yeah. It's very weird. And you'd think that like in Resident Evil 6, I mean, I know they this plot didn't exist when RE6 came out, but you'd think, oh wait, that was Chris in Shanghai, right? Did Leon ever go to Shanghai in that?
Leon goes to Shanghai to chase Ada.
Okay, yeah, you think Leon would be like, oh yeah, I shot Jason here.
So this is 4-6. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You mean in okay, yeah. It's been a while since I've been in Shanghai.
Right.
Hey, we learned something new though. We now know that Leon just doesn't have a thing for Ada, he just has a thing for Ada.
That sounds so much worse.
I thought you were just gonna say Shanghai.
Nope. I mean, that was it's not my joke, but it's from a YouTuber I was watching a video about this from Avalanche Reviews, and he said, I'm like, man, he's right.
He is right. But I think it's also an Asian woman in Degeneration, isn't it?
I don't fucking remember.
It's an Asian movie. It's another Asian woman in one of these movies.
Degeneration.
Is that Ada one?
5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only other one I've seen.
Yeah, Ada second.
They're all worth at least one watch, including this.
Yeah.
They're all worth one watch.
There we go. Yes, they're all worth one watch. So I know we just this too. Because we've kind of skimmed over it a little bit. Memories. Did anybody watch this when this first came out? Because I didn't. Because I heard it was bad.
Day one, I think. I watched it. It's Resident Evil. It's a must.
I skipped it because I heard it was bad. So I just never. I'll get to the someday when I record about it, and then that just never happened.
I didn't even know this existed until Mike said, do you want to do Resident Evil Infinite Darkness? And I was like, sure, what's that? And I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Was this even advertised on Netflix at all?
Yes, until it got reviews. Yes.
I don't remember that. Because this is the same year Resident Evil Village came out, and I was like hyped for that.
This was swept under the rug because people bitched on it on the internet really fast. See, this is also before I think we get the live action show.
Yes.
Where people really, which I think both are decent in their own ways. I
remember the live action show coming, being teased and coming out, and then hearing that it sucked. But yeah, this is my first time watching it.
Is this COVID?
This is different
too.
This is COVID, yeah.
That's 2021. Is that COVID still?
Yeah, COVID's until 2023, dude.
You see, I don't know because I was working every single day like normal people, unfortunately. So I was like, oh, what's that?
Yeah, Joe, we were heroes.
I don't remember my check getting any bigger for being a hero. Do you, Nate?
No, but we got to hang a poster that said "Heroes work here."
That's awful. I still
Mm-hmm.
I still think that my favorite COVID thing was whenever they had the marches and a bunch of the rich people that own the buildings were like, "Hey, we need extra help in case people break into the buildings for the riots." And it's like, so you want 3 extra people to defend how many people breaking into the building? You think thousands? Yeah, let's see how that works.
I'll finish telling a story.
Oh, those riots were ridiculous. That whole thing. I remember my Walmart was closing. So, like, COVID to me doesn't mean a whole lot because to me, it's like it happens in 2020, and then I just never stopped working. So it was a lot of the same old, same old. So I forget how long it goes.
I feel like it was, not to continue, I feel like it was 2023 when like you could unmask in close proximity with each other
It
again.
might be.
Yes.
So it was, oh boy, 2020. I tell time about movies. Like, so I didn't.
That's smart, honestly.
The only movie I saw in 2020 after March was Tenet. I went to see Tenet because it was out, came out it was the only movie that came out in the theater that year after COVID. And then I think the next movie I went to see after that was like early 21 will be Ride the Last Dragon. Riding the Last Dragon was like, okay, return to normal. I'm going back to the theater now. Like everything, like I was still back in the theater like every couple of weeks after that.
My first movie was The New Mutants. I saw that in theaters. That was 2020.
Okay.
I want to say
I really have
the Batman.
That was 22.
Yeah, 2022, I think, is when I went back to a theater.
It took a while for people. I don't remember when I went back. I saw After New Mutants. I just happened to see that because they were open for it. I mean, you had to like sit far away from each other, and
that was the best part. Like you didn't have to worry about anybody sitting next to you. I was like, this is kind of awesome. I like this.
Still don't have to. Just wait a week or go see a movie no one cares about.
Yeah.
I really don't have people around me very often in the movie theaters around here. But
sorry.
Some stuff I do want to say, like kind of like what's going on in this show. The whole idea is that Leon called over the Secretary of Defense, like the government has been hacked. There was an incident. I forget what incident. The government's been hacked. So they're putting this team together to out about China because the Secretary is all crying about China in this, which also made this feel very topical. And I mean, there are cool moments to this show, like that freaking the White House infection. That's a damn good scene.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell I absorb brain rot because every time I hear China, all I can think of is Trump going China, and I laugh a little bit inside.
Hey, here. I mean, China's the enemy for him, even though he's helping him out.
The action scenes I thought were really cool.
They are.
Yeah, they stepped the game up. They started doing that in the like 3rd movie, and then they're like great because of it.
They're all really good in this. Like more about that whole scene is just like I want this in a video game now, where they're just in the White House and they're taking out zombies, and it's just awesome. I really liked it.
I do have one goofy thing to say.
Sure.
Hello, listeners. If you're listening to this, please go to our Discord, the Game My Mom Found Discord, which you'll find the link. Can anyone that currently or has a family member that works in the government confirm or deny the stupid flashlight thing that they do in this movie, and if they actually do that or not? Because I feel like that's bullshit.
Death Island too. Jill did Death Island.
Did she? Okay, I must have fucking bought that out of my memory because it was stupid.
Is that a military thing?
I don't know. I feel like it's a dumb military thing. Like the whole, like John Wick ruined the whole gun turn thing.
It is. I don't technically know if it's I'm like big into military stuff. I don't know if it's much of a military thing, but it is. I have seen I watch a lot of cop police stuff. You do see them I think it's more of almost a distraction tactic. Like if somebody's there, I'm gonna shine the light right in their eye really fast, like click, and try to sort them while also seeing if somebody's there. Now, I don't know how much in real life it's actually used, but I've never really seen anybody do it that way.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were doing, was trying to disorient, because if it's really dark in there and then someone is shining a light at you and then they turn it off for a second, like your eyes are going to take a minute to refocus.
That's
so
I have tack light on one of my pistols, and it has a strobe mode to blind somebody, and it is effective.
Okay. It was just I've never seen it before, and I was like, is this a thing? And also, I thought they were doing it to be stealthy, and I'm like, well, that wouldn't work. They would still see your light. That makes sense. But yeah. Plus, you're fighting zombies, so it doesn't matter. But I get it now.
Yeah, realize they were fighting zombies at first, so technically.
Oh, okay, because maybe they stopped. Yeah, they stopped doing it once they realized they're all zombies.
I do.
I mean, it's just a cool ass fucking scene. They murder so many people in the White House.
Yeah, I
want zombies.
I 100% believe that the White House has hidden panels with guns in them.
Oh,
100% is. I don't think that's a question. I mean, but now you would have a guy doing pull-ups next to the panel because they got to be in shape now with the new military. So, but But
We're
yes,
not
100%.
I really like the scene later when Joan's like, I need to. Was she look for the secretary I can't remember which secretary she was looking for, but he's like, he's on vacation. I'm like, no, you got
Press
a
secretary.
bullet to the head. Press secretary, yeah.
He's
I was
one.
like, no,
He's one of the people they mentioned is murdered. So
he was the first guy that
But
found
how
him.
do people in this world not know to go for headshots when you see a zombie at this point?
Well, it's
Like-
I mean, outside of Raccoon City at this point,
Oh, there
it's
hasn't
all
been really
been
any
like
outbreaks.
small contained. Yeah, 'cause the first big, like, to this point, where would probably RE6 in Shanghai, like the big, like they've had the airport and stuff like that, but it's not a.
It's
more
all
of a
been contained
small,
too.
Yeah, where they can lie about it
Okay.
really easy.
Yeah,
Like, it-
I wasn't. I don't remember anything about 6. It's been so long since I played 6.
Yeah, to
Six
be
is like
fair,
the biggest one of where, like, oh, this is they can't cover it up very easy.
well, yeah, to be fair, so this is before 5, obviously. 5 is when I want to say, I believe after 5 is when a lot of movies and games take place, besides movie generation. But even then, I'm pretty sure at least the first 2 movies, I don't think anyone survives those movies to tell people that headshots work. And then also, technically in RE from Raccoon City was contained. Technically, no one knew it was zombies. But also, who survived Raccoon City? Like Leon there, the people 3, and then the 10 survivors from Outbreak. So I'm pretty sure that stuff doesn't really go around very often.
No, you're probably right. I see.
Yeah.
I'm kind of forgetting because, like, to me, it's like you should know in this world. That's when I made my comment. You guys are pointing out facts. Okay.
Sadly, I should not know this stuff. I can tell you that,
No,
but I
enough
can't
of-
tell you what the fucking. I can tell you that, but I can't tell you what this fucking state capital is for every fucking state. So,
Well, if you want to do that, you just play the Animaniac song over and over. Oh, fun fact that nobody asked for. Every so often with my job, I end up, like, especially on the weekend, we'll end up covering a chunk of the country. And if I get a bunch of states, I take that song from YouTube, listen to it, and then plug it into one of our work channels, and people laugh. Yeah. That's how I know that. But yeah, you listen to that song on repeat, you'll learn all the state capitals eventually.
So,
but
one of the other weird plot points for this movie is, like, so if you find out that the Jason, who is a guy that survived the incident that happened in Panam, and
Panamistan.
he also Panamistan.
Yeah, Panamistan. Worst fake name for a Middle Eastern country.
Pretty bad. But they basically, long story short, that I want to get, I think it's funny, that I thought was the funniest part of this movie, is that they're like, Leon's like, oh my god, you guys want to reveal facts about the government to people? That's the way to save people, Leon. No, we should believe in our government and have them expect to tell the truth. It's like, Leon, dude, you work for the FBI, but that's tone it down a bit, dude. You know they know.
He's not as jaded in this as he is, like, things coming up.
Complaint I've often had is that the way he acts in this doesn't fit the character. But, like, I mean, I feel like when he goes through for RE4, and he's in the government, he's in that stuff. It makes sense that he thinks that way.
If this was before RE4, I would 100% believe that he wouldn't act like that. But yeah, he's Mr. Big Dick. I saved the president's daughter, and now, of course, and everyone loves him. He got a raise, company car. He can afford different other guys. So obviously, he loves the government currently.
So I feel like that makes sense.
I did like how when they're kind of gathering to meet with the president, and then Leon shows up, and the president is like, "Leon, thank you for saving my daughter, Ashley." Like, he'd forgotten her name.
He was pausing for effect.
But you see, here's the big issue, which someone confirmed earlier too. So this is during Village, which is before the remake came out. That picture of Ashley is from Remake 4, because I don't give a fuck who you are, what you say, what the theory is. Ashley from the original OG RE4 is the daughter Bush. I don't care what you say. This guy's not Bush. That picture,
No.
100%. The remade, yeah, the picture daughter is the remake daughter, not the original Ashley model.
Oh, it's the other actress. I forget her name. The face actress they use.
Yeah. So
I see the picture. I can't think of her name.
Yeah, I guess technically this teases Ari fucking the remake actress before the game actually came out. But
I mean,
yeah, no,
Ashley. So.
Ashley's a little, yeah, Ashley's face is a little bit rounder in the original, and she looks like George Bush. So
I didn't notice a difference, but then again, I also have not played the remake. I have images on in RE groups. But yeah, okay, you bring a good point though. I like it that they mention that because they make sure you know this is right out. They also help people don't know what I said yet, because you have a couple comments where even Jason didn't know what happened in Raccoon City until Leon. So they do help flesh things out. Like, yeah, people really don't know what went on. But it also, like, completely makes sense that the government had the virus this time because, I mean, RE2 already happened. And RE4, when we found Umbrella goes out of business, correct? Isn't it the opening RE4?
It's open to RE4.
Okay. So Yeah, so Umbrella's already gone. So it makes perfect sense that the government has access to the virus. And I do think that's kind of a cool plot point that they use the virus in this country and then, cover it up by destroying everybody. Like, I think that makes perfect sense from the USA point of view.
Well, they technically Raccoon City is covered up currently, I think, as well, because there is that is the plot for RE6 is that the reason why the president turned to a zombie is because he was gonna reveal what happened to Raccoon City, and that
Man, I need to replay 6.
yeah,
I have no memory of it.
I specifically.
How do you
like
guys
that
feel
part.
about how they keep they keep going back to Jason and his team, and they'll show you a little bit of what they did, and then they'll the show will continue on a present day, then they'll show you a little bit more of what happened. How'd you guys Nate? How'd you feel that?
I mean, I liked it. Like,
Okay,
I don't know. I wasn't into the story until like the second episode, but I don't know. I was fine with it. Like, it was kind of piecemeal, and obviously they saw some stuff. So yeah, I wasn't bothered by it.
If you think about it, it's like they did the same thing with the guy in Death Island.
I think it was much better shown than Death Island.
It was, but still.
this worked. That's impressive. To make your villain dumber is an impressive feat than Death Island. So
I don't know. I don't think he was dumber.
he's good until the end.
Yeah.
His whole reveal of what his plan is, I
You
don't
fall in
like
the same
it.
trap that every Resident Evil villain of like, now they're just going to turn themselves into a giant monster for some reason.
That
They
didn't
think that's
bother
a
me.
good-
His whole reveal myself as a monster so the government knows what they did. I think that's a dumb idea, especially when you have the evidence to show that USA was behind it. But maybe the idea that his mind was corrupted.
Well, and I
I
could
don't
kind of see like they could still probably figure out a way to cover that up. But seeing a giant, like 8 foot tall mutant monster, kind of a little harder to cover up than.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I'll take it.
I mean,
I
it's stupid, but like,
I do like the reveal, because throughout this you have Jason, you see him taking a drug, and then you find out that he's infected with they're all infected with the virus, but they were given a med to slow it down that kept them from changing. But they couldn't die. That's the whole idea, that you'd shoot them and they would die in quotation, and then they get back up again later because of the med. I thought that was cool. Because since they're infected with the virus, they can't die, which makes perfect sense as a weapon for the military. That your soldiers can't die if you shoot them later. I mean, it was actually cool to see, this was a good use of the T-virus. This is a practical use of the government thing. I don't know. I did like that. I don't know. I just wasn't crazy about how the ending stuff with Jason, even though I feel entertained. I was surprisingly not bored with the series. I heard nothing but bad reviews from it. Man, this is kind of fun. But for the most part, I was content. I want to know whose dumbass idea it was to put Claire in this, one of the great RE characters, and do absolutely nothing with her.
Yeah.
thank you. You brought that up.
Yeah.
Complete waste of maybe the best RE character.
Why? I mean, hell, though, she gets captured at one point. 2 guys go in her hotel. She knocked out the first guy, and the second guy tases her. You're telling me the woman who survived Raccoon City, went through Code Veronica, is not going to go in the door when she's standing behind the door? Come on now. Don't even give me this bullshit.
Oh, and then that reminds me too. Speaking of that, I think we talked about it on the what were we talking about Resident Evil before this? And when I said we wouldn't play Zero, was it Evil Within?
I think so.
I think they confirmed the next. It is a 2. They confirmed that we are getting 2 more remakes. We are getting Code Veronica and Zero as a remake next. So
Good. So Zero longer.
yeah, I'd rather play Zero as a remake.
Yeah, I never played Zero. I tried Veronica and did not like it.
Code Veronica's rough. I and we played it for the podcast, and even then I was like, if I had not played it for the podcast, I probably would have given up halfway through.
It's rough.
It's rough.
I don't recommend it. Good game. That's the story. And there's some of the stuff that bothers me with Claire. Everything in this with Claire is just her working for Terra Save, and she's trying to get money to build school. It was all but they just don't do anything with her. I was like, she can use a gun, she can do stuff, and they do almost nothing with her in this show. And I don't understand. She didn't be here. You could cut her out, and it would make no damn difference. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
because this is a Leon show, and that's fine. This could have just been a Leon show.
Honestly, if they wanted somebody in the background doing the information gathering, just use Hunnigan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Hunnigan is around.
Yeah, I mean, she's in 6.
Yeah, and this is after 4, so she's around. I mean, I don't know. I didn't understand off with Claire. It's just you see her discovering things, but she really doesn't do anything. It's just she's like a damsel in distress. They have her tied to a chair about to get eaten by acid, and she breaks free. And I'm like, why is the government bringing her down into a secret factory we're doing it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. They would have just either killed her and made her disappear, or they would not have brought her to there. It did not make any sense.
The acid stuff pissed me off because at the end when Leon is hanging from that wire, I was like, okay, well, how is he going to get down? Because acid below him. And then apparently the answer was a cut to him just walking along one of the steel walkways. And I was like, okay, well, that you had to have lowered the acid, but you're still showing it coming up slowly. Like, what did you do?
They wrote themselves in the corner and went, editor! And they cut. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't just me. I was like, something's missing here.
Yeah,
like
they were like, look at how high the acid is. Oh, wait, it's not that high, though.
That whole acid trap thing is also dumb as fuck. Like, our solution is we have the giant cylinder with soldiers in glass containers, and if the virus breaks out or anything happens, we're just going to dump everything in acid. That doesn't make sense.
Well, no, acid, I mean, it doesn't make sense for the metal part, but the acid works for in RE3, remember?
Mm-hmm.
His body
I do not.
In acid, yeah.
But that's like a factory. This is a government facility where the whole thing is covered in acid. Like, I see there was acid, and then there's like a system that just started dropping the bodies into the acid, not the acid filling up a giant cylinder. So somewhere you're telling me there's giant tanks of acid nearby. I know I'm looking for logic and resonance. You slapped myself for that, but it doesn't matter.
I was gonna say one of the you say you're looking for logic, but it goes the same thing too. Where I agree with you, but this movie also didn't have enough silly shit. I say because we watched Death Island and we watched Vendetta, which are the last two movies, and Leon's doing backflips off zombies' faces and like backflips off motorcycles, and like there's a whole Avengers-esque scene in Death Island, and this movie has none of that either.
I really seem to like when I was watching this, I was like, I thought I remembered Leon doing like some John Wick shit in this movie, and it never happened. And I'm like, did I just forget that? What happened? And so that was weird.
That was Vendetta.
You probably
Vendetta, he does
combined.
Yeah.
Vendetta, he does the John Wick shit. So you're probably thinking of that movie.
So I do want to talk about the whole sub scene. Like, I didn't know that whole with the plan. We're going into subs that get near China, so China wouldn't recognize them. I guess was that the idea? It's dumb, but like the stuff with the sub, I like how they can't use the gun because they're in a fucking sub, and they're like, yeah, that's not a good idea. And the stuff with the knife was good, and like when you find out that they used infected rats to spread the virus, that was fucking awesome. Because that's what happens in 2, technically. The rats are what spread the virus.
Yeah. Can anyone confirm with me they're able to put that many fucking rats into a submarine? Because I feel like that bullshit.
Well, and all the rats came out of that one dude's body. I'm like, what? Wait, why?
Well, you see, that happened because Leon didn't have enough cheese.
I really like the idea of the rats. I was like, this makes sense. I mean, it's a great way to get your infection across, and you'll notice it. They also skip a scene, don't they? Because you never really see how they get out of the sub.
No.
There were a couple cuts in here where I'm like, you didn't have to cut all this. Like, I want another scene. Like, I'm missing scenes. But I'm assuming it was money related.
There's no time.
I mean, this easily could have been a 6-episode show. Shouldn't have been 4, in my opinion. There should have been a couple more.
This also could have been an hour and a half movie.
It is an hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
If you take out the intro and outro, I'm sure it's about an hour and a half movie. I did not do math, but this was a movie. This was just something. This had to be some weird contract thing where we have to make it a show.
Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to season 2. My guess is that there was a season 2 supposed to happen, but then Netflix was like, you made no money. Because Netflix is good at doing that. They don't like making season 2s or, anything.
Bunch of Castlevania, which deserved. Castlevania is fantastic.
God, Castlevania deserved. Yeah, that's a good season 2.
I need to watch season 2 of Nocturne yet. Like season 1 of Nocturne was incredible.
I haven't watched any of Nocturne yet.
So I haven't watched Nocturne yet.
Nocturne is like A++, especially on the animation side. Like it's amazing.
It's on my list yet too. It's on my list to do for the show, but I'm busy. Too fucking busy. Besides being, I still think this is fun. Like the sub stuff's all good. Like then this is when you find out that Jason and the woman are killing the Americans that are there, and you kind of find and that woman I forget her name. Do you remember what the Chinese woman's name was, for lack of a better term to describe her?
Something May.
Yeah, May something
Shen Mei
or other.
I think it was Shen Mei.
Yeah, Shen Mei.
Yes, Shen Mei. I liked her actually. I was also sad they kill her at the end of this. But I felt to me it kind of felt like we got to put away our toys now that we're done, since this isn't going to we can't have too many people surviving this type of thing, because all the new characters are murdered. So
yeah, I did not like the see in Shanghai, like before Leon shoots Jason, Shenmei just like hanging in the door frame. Like, I don't know. That
Yeah.
didn't make much sense to me. Like where Jason is like, okay, I'm gonna take a gamble to try to get you on our side, and like the whole time Shenmei doesn't like come in the room at all. You know?
It's dumb.
Yeah.
I don't understand
like
the point of it.
in the next episode when he finds her, he like listens to her story. Just like you could have at any point just walked in while Jason was explaining that they were going to expose the US government for, selling bioweapons. Was that the cause of the Civil War in Panamstan, or was the Civil War going on and then the US came in and delivered bioweapons?
Yes, I think that's what it was.
Don't think. Okay, I mean, it sounds logical.
Yeah, but like I was just like especially after watching episode 3 and just thinking on it now, I'm like, why would you not, like, you came in and you heard Jason explaining this, and at no time did you think, hey, we have the evidence, like, we want to expose the government. I was like, is it her brother or her dad?
Her brother.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Died. He was one of the Marines, and he was killed.
I never actually thought about it. Like, she had evidence the whole time, huh? Okay.
Yeah, because they extracted it out of her brother's body, and for some reason they're just there's a lot of stuff that, like, we can't, we can't use it. But now that the brother is dead, we can, now that the house is burning down, let's use the evidence. Also, it's supposed to be Jason that the house on fire, I guess, which makes no sense either. I don't know. There's a lot of confusing things in here. Like I'm going back and watch this again. Like, you see Jason look at some of the dead bodies of the men. He's like, oh, I wonder what happened. What happened is you murdered people. Like, what happened? Little things. I mean, and the stuff with I was confused who burned down the house, and it wasn't until YouTube told me it's supposed to be Jason got killed, but the idea is, Jason didn't die because he's infected with the T virus.
Yeah. Which Leon did not seem surprised at all when he saw Jason again, because I don't think it's Leon that finds out that him and his crew are infected, right? Because doesn't the secretary tell Claire that?
Yes, when he had Claire tied to an air, he tells her.
Yeah, and then that's when Jason shows up again for Leon, I think, is when he's like in the secret lab.
Yes, that's when he finally shows up and they all see him, and Claire is just there. I mean, one of the few things Claire even does, like in episode 3, that's when she goes to the house, because two and together, like, every one of these soldiers but one committed suicide. There's one other guy alive, and then she finds out that he's dead, that he shot himself with a shotgun.
It took me a minute to okay, this guy's supposed to be another one of them. Like, it took me a little bit to figure out.
That's not your fault. That's the show's fault.
Yeah.
There is a brief scene where Jason goes to this house and finds the guy dead, essentially, but you don't see that. You just see him drop the bag of the meds that he has, and then you find out later that it's the same house. So Jason knew his friend was dead when he goes on this whole mission to expose the government, because all his friends are dead. I guess the idea. But also, it's just weird. Like, Claire's going to this guy's random house and, finds him dead. Like, I don't know. The whole thing was strange.
I don't know. She does a lot more in Code Veronica. Goes in this guy's mansion, calls him a cross-dressing freak, really berates him.
Yeah, but then she met the love of her life. Deeper inside.
Steve.
I miss you, Steve.
He's coming back.
They don't need to re-record audio for him.
You just play the old audio.
Yes,
yeah.
Please. See what they did with taking.
Oh, I get the same voice actor back. Just re-record the same line.
He would probably sound older now. I don't know. All the stuff with China is just weird. Like, they don't even stay in China that long, do they? Because they're in China. That's when you get the more of that whole backstory when she tells Leon. And don't they go back to America then? Right after this, I think.
Oh,
yeah, because isn't that where the press conference is?
What was the point?
Yeah, that's it.
So the whole point of China was just to get the chip that whole time. Like, nothing to do with the government. It's just weird to me. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I know the whole idea was to really get China to start war.
Well, I think the sub was because they were like, we need you to sneak into China and see if they're behind this bio attack, this bioterror attack.
Jason's plan, like, it doesn't make sense to me why Jason is.
Oh, yeah.
That's the part I don't understand. The government,
I think that was just to go to Jinxi and get the data. But it's like, you could have just booked a flight, guy. Like, you didn't have to join, like, a covert op.
No, it's just kind of weird to me. And again, it feels like, and then when they go from the sub, like, they're in the sub, and then all of a sudden they're in the safe room in China. And again, it felt like we were missing stuff. It felt like we were missing a whole episode.
That's fair.
Again, there's also a point to this where you're missing episodes.
Leon, just the chillest dude ever, puts two and two together, like, sees Jason's knife sticking out of a crew member's throat, and then, like, encounters Shenmei and Jason, and one of them is pointing a gun at him. And he's just like, you gonna let me up or what, you know? Just like the chillest dude, and then like hangs out with them for a day until Shenmei goes grocery shopping and then listens to the plan and then is like, this is a bad plan. Like, at no point did he think I should contact, our boss and tell him something's up.
Way I took that, there's a lot of dumbness to this, but damn it, or was like, the way I took it with him in the sub is that he knew they did because of her knife, the blood on her knife. But yeah, it's not.
I guess maybe maybe he was just like, if I pretend I don't know it was them and I just go, what's going on with this crew? They'll like let me into their little circle.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a fair take. Oh, yeah, and then they just, in the fourth episode, or the third episode, they're in China, and all of a sudden, in the fourth episode, they're back in America. I have a pet peeve with that in shows and movies when all of a sudden a character who shouldn't be able to just go to another place is just there. Batman, Dark Knight, it just bothers me. I don't like it. I want a scene of how they got there. Like, your passport's not going to say you came to China, but you are an agent, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I was going to say, I did find it funny that they were like, at this press conference where the president is going to, like, give a speech on peace between them and China, and then the secretary is like, actually, you should declare war on them at this place. The president was like, yeah, I should. It is, like, so close to doing it until, what's that guy, Peter, talks to Leon and then steps forward on his way to the podium and goes, I got intel that China's not the one behind the bioterror. It comes from Leon. And the president is like, okay.
Oh, man, if there's one guy I can trust, it's fucking Leon. That guy, that guy
trust the president really? To trust Leon in this case. Like, that made sense to me. Because Leon did save his daughter.
But, like, Leon saving his daughter is really doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, because what if it was a different president? It's like, Leon, hey, it's not China, it's the defense. Tell the president, Mr. President, it wasn't China, it was a defense guy. Okay, I don't really know Leon that well, so I'll just still declare war on China because that could be right. It's like, man, good thing he saved that daughter that one time.
Some other dumb stuff that I want to bring up too. Well, yeah, that's one. I mean, okay, like that to me, it doesn't.
What's left of the government?
Yeah. You don't know where else this goes, but I know it ain't good. Okay. Another thing I want to bring up too is that, like, why is that one agent not with them? Like, he's in the first part, he's in the White House, and then he doesn't go with them on their mission in the sub. Like, they just leave him back in the White House. I didn't understand that. But then,
that's my assumption.
Why was he part of the group before?
He was already there. I don't know.
And also, why the fuck is the Secretary of Defense telling Claire the whole time? I'm watching this as we're talking, and I'm like, this is just dumb.
I thought that was funny, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, it's funny, but it's just dumb. Like, she didn't have enough evidence that you needed to kidnap her, take her to your secret lair, show her everything, tell her everything, and then wait for her to be bathed in acid? Like, it just seems dumb. I don't have an answer. But also the president not following the script that's in front of him, that felt way too realistic for 2025. I do gotta say that. There are too many things in this movie that were like, yeah, this is too accurate to our current day at times. A crazy Secretary of War. Just all stupid. Like, yeah, this is all believable now. Way more than it was in 2021. And also, were those all soldiers in all those green tanks that they just murder?
Yes.
It's all stupid.
Probably. Yeah, well, I don't know if they would be soldiers or just like people they kidnapped off the street, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we have Hunk. Hunk is a thing in our universe.
They're here for the government, but yes.
Yeah, BSA, same thing.
No, Hunk wasn't part of the BSA. He was part of Umbrella.
Oh yeah.
I do want to know. I do want to know where his story goes. If he ever did they ever do his story again? Like finish it? Like just show where he was. Anything else with him?
I don't think he ever shows up again that I know of.
Yeah.
I assume that they kill him. Because doesn't he get the briefcase? Isn't he the one that gets the briefcase with the T-virus sample out of Raccoon City?
He's the only. Yes. He's one of the few survivors in RE2.
Yeah, I just assumed that they killed him at the end of that scenario.
I mean, that's logical.
Yeah, like, hey, bring the briefcase back, and then it's like, all right, I don't know.
No, it's fair. I mean, an organization that's willing to get the government to nuke a city, why wouldn't they be willing? Guy who brought evidence of mass murder that they're responsible for. I mean, it makes sense. You wouldn't want to leave it around. Go tell people.
Okay, so it was the government that nuked Raccoon City, right?
It's the government, yes.
Right, but like at the behest of Umbrella.
Yes.
Or was it the government just like, hey, zombies aren't good? Like, we should just nuke this town?
I think what it was the Umbrella had like ties with the government and was like, "Hey, you should nuke Raccoon City. Why? We fucked up. We're not going to tell you why though. Or we fucked up, but if it gets out, you're also fucked." Oh, okay. And then what is it? I think whenever I guess the big reveal in 4, whenever they're like, "Oh yeah, Umbrella was actually making zombies," they lost stock and then they all got fired.
Okay, so good chance that the government is blackmailing Leon, but wouldn't Leon have the upper hand in that scenario?
Oh no, it's revealed in OG and the remake. They basically said, "Hey, if you don't do what we say, we're gonna fucking use Sherry as a fucking as like a
Lab
fucking
rat.
guinea pig." Yes, a lab rat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's in remake?
that's in like what is it? That's in the remake 4, but also in an epilogue for RE2 original.
Man, I do not remember that from RE4.
I don't remember from the game, but I've heard it before, probably from the guy that's telling me it now, is my guess.
Probably.
It sounds accurate.
Listen, it's gonna go on the shirt one day. 30% of the time, I'm right, or I'm right 30% of the time, every time.
And at no point, like, because I mean, at the end of this, when Claire's like, "Hey, you should give me those files so I can, like, do a report on them," and he's just like, "No." At no point could Leon just be like, "Claire, they have Sherry." Like, blink really fast in Morse code or something.
I always assume like that. Claire also knew that like Sherry was in wherever she was like being taken care of.
Yeah, because Claire doesn't rat out about what happened to Raccoon City either, and trying to rat this out. I mean, that makes sense, right? That's how I take it in this. I don't know. I don't really care for the end.
I'm gonna have to do some digging.
I don't care for the end of how Leon keeps the freaking. You should release it to the world. He's like, no, it's my data, my precious. And I mean, I guess because he's still loyal to the government, so he doesn't want to rat on the government. But I don't know. I just thought it was dumb. I feel like it's because they were setting up a second season that we never got.
Maybe.
Well, I could also see that like, okay, well, we now have the peace with Panam Stand and they're getting help. So what's this really going to like? This is going to upend things in a worse way than it would be to release it.
Okay. I think it was just. I also laugh from the Secretary of Defense's like, I will give you the schools you want. Just be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't think that's not believable. The part where he threatens to infect, and if you don't talk, I won't give you the antivirus. That feels realistic. Like you work for us now. Yeah, it's a fine. So there's that. Besides being upset that Claire doesn't get to do anything, but be a damsel because Claire is not a fucking damsel.
I liked it. I like the story of it too. Like as much as there's like nonsense character moments where it's just like, why would you do that? I mean, I liked the story, and I thought Jason was a fine antagonist. Well, I mean, not even an antagonist, just like a hey, I think we should tell the government here. And Leon is just like, no.
It's fair. I mean, I completely It's a. Any last thing to say about this movie or TV show? Damn it, it's a movie. Fuck it. Who cares?
It's a movie.
TV
Whatever.
show. And before we wrap this up, who is joining me?
Mario from Biased Gaming.
And Willem. I know you're unfortunately weren't able to make the main, but I'm glad that you could join us for this.
Yeah, sorry about that. Some
Nice.
stuff was happening.
So, and I remember you had a lot of strong opinions about Infinite Darkness. We did this.
And you know what? I still have those opinions because I started watching the first episode. I'm like, oh, okay, so it is this. Okay, the action's okay. Second episode, oh, action's okay, but only in the flashback. Okay, third episode, flashback again. Awesome, action again, only good so far as I could remember and see. Flashback, and then I'm like, you know what? I can't even finish it. I can't.
You didn't finish watching it?
Well, no, I finished watching it. I was like, I kind of can't, but I have to. I don't want to, but God. And then it just pissed me off again. Cause I'm like, you know what? What the hell? Why did Leon change? I thought he wanted to expose government stuff, not keep it hidden from people like Claire, so to speak.
You see, when the president loves you because you saved his daughter, you start to make some dumb decisions.
But I mean, he literally in episode. Like, I'm gonna just start off. I still hate this show. Oh my god, I do prefer the live action Resident Evil. I'll talk. I'm sad that I missed that recording.
Which one?
The live action.
Oh, the live action show. Oh, that was a couple years ago.
I know, but still, I'm like, I'm sad I missed that recording because I would have rather talked about that one. But
I mean,
Infinite
there
Darkness
isn't a whole lot to Infinite Darkness earlier in the episode. I mean, this feels like it should have just been a movie. I don't know why it's a 4-episode miniseries. I don't understand.
It's not even. It's just a retread of Degeneration a little bit, actually, with the government official in Wilson. Which actually, you know what? It's just straight up also copied its other game. It basically copies Resident Evil 6 in a way too, because the government official who was high up there because of this incident, in this case Wilson, which is very much Derek Simmons in Resident Evil 6. So, and then we get Discount Ada in this too. Because it's basically what she is. The only difference is that in this one she actually stays dead.
But women, so there's that. You know, that's something.
That's fetish. Yes, that's about it. Other than that, okay. But what's with the? Okay, I have to go back to it. What's with the heel turn? Because literally in the first 2 episodes, he goes, "Oh, I want I wish we could have been the ones, to actually take down Umbrella and all this stuff like that, and show that the government's had to do with Raccoon City." But then at the end of it, he does change his mind and decides to keep the information. I mean, I get stopping Jason from getting to the surface. I get that, but why not share the information? Why not share the flash drive?
I don't have a logical answer because the show didn't give me one.
Because he's never been literally. Okay, one. I guess it had to do with the head of Capcom, well, not Resident Evil at the time, wanting to keep Leon up there, like in the spotlight, because that's his favorite character and all. Because apparently this was supposed to be, I don't know if Joe already once said it, but it was supposed to be like a Jill and someone else story, not a Claire and Leon story.
This is not a Claire story. This is a Leon story. Claire, who's Claire in this? She's just a damsel in distress.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. Exactly. Because you know what? Okay, she was in it for what? A total of how many minutes? But even then, it still felt like nothing.
I mean, I complained about it in here too. She doesn't do anything.
No purpose in this whatsoever, except for to make Leon look like kind of a dick at the end.
And I knew it was upsetting you. I was like, I knew Mario was upset about this because you like Claire a lot, correct?
No, it's not. Well, I guess, because that is my daughter's middle name. But I'm like, well, I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, yeah, because I mean, I like Claire Redfield. I do. She's not Jill, but she's the only one who's not technically trained at all, but she's still holding her own throughout the series.
Yeah, this show said otherwise.
Yeah, I know. It gave her no. It's like, okay, I forgot which one of you hated Damnation. But
I can't remember. It might have been
one in Russia when they were basically.
It might have been me, but to be fair, when I watched Damnation, I was also suffering from pink eye, so I don't really know what my opinion is.
But still, I mean, that movie has to be better compared to this, right?
I actually liked this, which I did, yeah. I thought it was pretty fun.
It just felt like filler, I guess. Not even in a good way. Like Revelations 1 and 2 were filler, but this felt like
it's hard to when it comes to this. Like I don't really know. I feel like they had plans for a second season, but then Netflix took it away from them. That's how it feels with the ending. Like the whole it felt like there was something else there, but then it just didn't happen.
And then the voice acting was decent. I mean, nothing against Nick Apostolides because he is still Leon. But he did sound a little because he hadn't even started recording for Remake 4 yet. But it sounded a little like he was forcing a little bit of a gruff to him. Like it just sounded a little bit like he was playing a part, not just Leon.
Okay. Did you watch this back when it first came out?
I did, and you could ask Sierra. I hated it, but I forced my way through it. But like I said, I do very much prefer the other Resident Evil show with Lance Reddick because his Wesker was perfect.
He was.
Even Blade.
Show, because I had 8 episodes or so? Can't remember anymore. But
yes.
These are just 4 25-minute episodes. It just makes no fucking sense. With an intro and outro, I'm like, why is this even here?
It didn't. In my opinion, it didn't need to be a thing. It didn't need to be a thing. Didn't need it.
No, it's one of those things that I've actually, as I said, I've been wanting to watch this since 2021 when it came out or whenever the fuck it comes out, and I never got around to it. So for me, it was just checking off that box.
This for me is one of the 2 things in Resident Evil I'd say I do not care for whatsoever. And there's only I guilty pleasure love all the Paul W.S. Anderson movies. I love Welcome to Raccoon City. I saw it in theaters when it came out with Sierra. I love all the games. I even love the crappy games. The only one I didn't like was 7. I loved all the CGI movies, even Vendetta, which that one was just basically it's a bullet fest. I loved Death Island, which was basically their Avengers movie, but this did not. Oh God!
I do think that if it got a second season, maybe it would have been able to, because it doesn't feel like much of a story, and that's always been my opinion about it, that there was more to it.
See, that's how I feel about the other show.
That too. I actually did like that show. That should have had a second season too, but
yes,
Netflix.
God, I mean that ending. Actually, no, there's another show I would have rather was actually made, but the pilot was, I guess, didn't go well. But it was like a late 2000s show called Arclay.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh God, that would have been a great show.
Or was like trying to happen, but I do remember it. Yes.
Yes, I mean, you can find it on YouTube, but that one, oh my! I would have preferred that because that actually somehow the way the camera worked for that and the way the stuff was hidden around, even though it was kind of goofy, somehow still worked. But unfortunately, as you could tell, I would rather talk about that than Infinite Darkness because I genuinely just I mean.
Anything else you want to say about Infinite Darkness?
Why is Jason the only smart bioweapon? Because every other villain that's ever turned into a bioorganic weapon, except for 2 of them, because they were technically fused with other things, I
don't have an answer. This show didn't bother to give me one.
Because in Simmons, I get. In Resident Evil 6, he was a C virus. He had some kind of, it was different. And what was it? In Vendetta, when he merges with that Bane-looking guy, I get it. He has 2 brains, technically. I get it. He can still talk, and somewhat. And in Death Island, I get it. He addicted himself, yes, but he also merged with other creatures, multiple creatures. So, yeah. Why is Jason the only BOW that didn't merge with anything, a BOW that's smart, that can talk, that can basically threaten, whereas everywhere else, excluding 2 other ones, which actually do somewhat make sense, get intellectually dumber, so to speak.
That's a fair point. I don't have an answer.
I'm just saying because I mean, even Wesker's different because his is a different kind of virus. Like a same thing with, again, Vendetta and 6. They were different viruses, but this one, if I remember correctly, this is still a variant of T virus. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure
because when I get to that stuff, it did kind of bore me because it just
there's not a lot to it.
I mean, and then the Asian woman, I forgot what her name was, Shay something or whatever. She could have still stayed alive. She had a reason to keep technically fighting because she lost her sibling and she could have wanted to keep going, but no, they just snapped her neck.
They had to put away all their pieces because it wasn't going to go anywhere. That's how it felt.
I mean, I know she's basically a different type of Ada, but at least she had more of a reason instead of just being mysterious.
Fair.
And Jason could have been a much better villain, but I only thought of a few words when it really came to him that he repeated over and over and over again, which was
not wrong.
Which was, I think, fear, if I remember correctly, terror, and the tongue twister. Pan Amstan? Yeah, that.
Yeah,
that place.
Panamstein. Yeah, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it just... And that also really reminded me of, again, a different Resident Evil thing, which was Resident Evil 6 at the end. But I mean, even for a second, I thought, oh, they're literally referencing Resident Evil 6 because of when they're in China, even though in 6 they go to Japan. No.
I can't remember 6, unfortunately. It's China, though. Yeah. I do know that. We talked about it in the main episode.
Yeah, you should play it.
We will be at some point. I have before. I beat it once.
But it just felt like this was nothing but an Easter egg kind of a movie. Like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at China. Doesn't it remind you of the next thing that's happening because it takes place between 4 and 5?
All right, that's fair.
Like, I mean, again, because the warfare part genuinely just reminded me of Chris's campaign. When they're in China, just reminded me of when they were in China or Japan in 6. What's her name was literally just Ada. Wilson was basically just Derek Simmons, but instead of turning into a giant monster T-Rex thingy, he basically just zombified, basically. Okay.
Well, and then where would you rank Stacker Box? I already know you have to do it from
I know you know. I know, if there was a lower rank, I would say that, but it's a box. Unfortunately, only because I love Resident Evil, as you know.
I do.
As Colby knows, too, as a lot of games my mom found people know. But no, it just felt unnecessary. It felt Leon was, even though it is Nick Apostolius, it just felt, he felt dry. He felt there was nothing. And he just became a dick at the end of the show. Claire was barely in it. It just, the villains were copy-paste. Pretty much, literally, from Degeneration and from 6, and from 5. And then even Tricell's in this, which is always also in 5.
Well, it's true. I mean, because Degeneration also has a scene with Tricell at the very end, too. So it's just kind of, they were trying to plant what's coming in 5. All right.
You already got that plant in Degeneration, like you said.
Need it again. It's been years. So, all right. And then stay tuned for the rest of our Shelf Stacker box. All right, let's go to Shelf Stacker box. I'm going to start. I'm putting this in the stack. It's decent. It's fine. It's not nearly as bad as everybody bitched about it on the internet before I watched it. It's fine. It doesn't deserve the hate it gets. It's worth, you watch it once if you like Resident Evil, you go, oh, that's cool, and then you move on. That's all. But it's nothing wrong with consuming it, and it's technically part of the canon. So if you like, because all the animated stuff, all part of the RE timeline. So yeah, I'm going to stack. What about you, Nate?
Yeah, I'd put it in the stack. Like I said, I don't think the story is that bad, and it's a fun watch. It's easy breezy, beautiful Resident Evil.
John?
Yeah, I'll stack. It's fine. It's the second time I watched it. I completely forgotten almost everything from when I originally watched it, but like it's just kind of a whole lot of nothing. Like nothing really ever comes of it. There's nothing that you need to know for anything. It doesn't give you any like super cool things like a lot of the other movies do. So, but yeah, it's a stack. I don't think it deserves the hate. But it's not great.
Joe.
I'm putting this in the box. I honestly, you don't have to add this to your repertoire of Resident Evil movies. It doesn't really add or take anything away for the most part, except just kind of confirm some stuff around the series, which is either here nor there. It's just people usually arguing about fucking the timeline. So I honestly don't think it. I mean, I didn't have a bad time with it, but honestly, if you want to watch it, you can. If you don't, you're not going to miss anything. So I'll put it in the box.
Okay. That's about around there. Maybe a little bit more hatred, but yeah. All right. We should go to plugs. And Nate, where can we find you?
Hello, you can find me on tiktok.com/NateDoesComedy79. And then if you want to know Resident Evil games have pallet jacks in them because you're a little sicko like me, go to Blue Sky and then look up Pallet Jacks Video Games. Or Pallet Jackson Games, I think, is what it's actually called. Thank you for your time.
Hey, I thought of you when for Dead Space. There's Pallet Jacks in Dead Space. So.
Oh, baby, you know it. I have so many pictures of Pallet Jacks. It's like a little pallet jack. What do they call that in the porn mags where you would like hold it sideways?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like that. It's like centerfolds of pallet jacks I got.
There we go. Yeah.
No, I mean, we
not
already
where I
heard us
thought
talk
that
about
was
that. I'm sure it's going to come up in our Dead Space episode that we already recorded. Wink, wink. It comes out before you hear
It's
this.
3 hours of everyone going like, and then this happens to Isaac. And I'm like, right, but did you see the pallet jack that was holding a body?
Keep thinking about that now once you brought up your Blue Sky account. Which I call Blue Sky. I got friends. I couldn't find it, but I want.
Oh, I'll send you the link.
Okay, then it will also be added to the show notes so other people can follow it, because I like Blue Sky, but I don't understand it as I wish I did. All right, and then if you enjoyed this episode, over 850 other episodes of this podcast, we do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to hear the rest of our Resident Evil content that we've done on the show so far, you will see everything in the show notes. We have now completed the animated universe, so that's something. That feels really fucking good to say, by the way. So, only took me 6 years to do 5 things. But hey, I did it. So check that out. If you want to support the show, do it. Try a little dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. Currently 1 till probably December, but I will get back to 2. I promise. I'm just got to get shit done. I can't be doing 2 polls, and I got currently at the time of this recording 3 things I need to record still that I owe people, and then I'm gonna have 2 more come up because I had another tie. So they will come. I just need to be caught up because anything you guys look for, it happens. Period. That's part of the deal. And if for $10 or more, I will plug your YouTube or podcast or whatever it is that you do. I want to give a shout out to people who support the show. Phoebe Stanton, the Let's Play Princess. You can follow her on YouTube, Twitch, and also podcast called The Broadcast Show. Also check out Conversations with Robbie Sherman. He talks about cartoons, all sorts of different stuff. Check out his show too. I'm on it in a few episodes here and there. Great guy. He's on the show from time to time. And also check out absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. progress. Zach, too. See movies, MCU adjacent movies. Now they're going franchise. Should be, by the time you hear this, they should already started that. So check out that show. And A Gamer List 40 with Bill Tucky's currently on hiatus, but he'll be back. But check his show. Tons of content there. And if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join the Discord. It's free. Or just have a chat with us on there. Pretty good group, if I say so myself. And also, I'm going to shout out my awesome intro and outro producer, Helena, at Hell. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and review for each podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I
I know, right?